In recent times, we have seen a surge in the amateur part of the music industry, with many wanting to be part of the professional scene. As more and more popular artists emerge from the internet and the standards are being pushed to the top, which creates challenges and barriers for upcoming and aspiring musicians. Throughout this documentary, we will be splitting musicians into two different groups: amateurs and professionals.
I am Dana Hurley, aka Dobby, who is a presenter on Represent Radio. I also work in production for BBC Radio 1 and 1 Extra, and I'm also resident DJ for Jam Supernova Future Bounce and Mr Jam's Jam Pack Nights, and a DJ in my own right, and I also DJ for an artist called Annalie as well.
My name is Sherelle and I am a radio presenter at Represent Radio.
My name is Ben Hur. I'm 17 years old. I'm an amateur music producer.
Alright, my name is Joe. I'm the drummer / lead guitarist of the band Strange.
My name is Reese. I am the bassist of Strange.
I'm Solomon and I'm rhythm.
Rhythm what?
Rhythm guitar.
Okay, there you go.
My dream is to accomplish as many hits and hopefully collaborate with popular artists, especially in the hip hop and R&B side of the industry.
Big as possible, really. Just got to do what we want to do and try and get as big as we possibly can.
Yeah, I've got a mix for it. It's people understanding what we write, appreciating it, and if it makes people feel like the crap in the world isn't happening for a few hours at a gig or whatever, then that's great. That's what I want our gigs to be like. And also, if we offer a safe haven for like young people or old people, yeah, that's what I want.
I just want to live off this. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Like Drake possibly, or Bryson Tiller and other artists as well.
God. So I'm 20 now. Started in this industry when I was 14, so that's 6 years I've been doing radio and DJing, and only now have I started to kind of see a sort of breakthrough, if that makes sense. For anyone getting into this, your heart has to be in it. You have to be in it for the long haul. Whether there's failure, whether there's a no, or someone doesn't see you for how you see you, you have to stick at it regardless, because if you believe you're the best broadcaster in the world, then who's to say you can't make that happen? And that's always been my thing. I believe I can 100% fully be the best broadcaster in the world, and I'm going to work every day up until I earn that title. And I'd say I've started having a bit of a breakthrough, but I'm nowhere near to where I want to be yet.
In terms of my ultimate goal or dream in the radio industry, I feel that I'm not as close to it as I would like to be, but I am very grateful for, say for instance, the opportunities I've had with Represent Radio, because like I said before, I wouldn't be able to have these opportunities if it wasn't for the fact that my station manager or, say for instance, friends believed in my work and stuff like that. So I'm not as close to my dream as I want it to be, but I think we're getting there. I think for me personally, I would want to, do various video and photography based stuff with different labels, and at the same time help other DJs progress within their career and stuff like that, in terms of PR and stuff. So yeah.
My inspirations are the likes of Jam Supernova, Mr Jam, Zane Lowe, Annie Mac, Annie Nightingale, John Peel, the best broadcasters in the world essentially, and I am nowhere near. I still have so many ways to go.
Definitely Killer Man.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh right. No, I'm willing to do anything.
Probably join if someone asks me to like join a record label, like, I won't do it because I'll get put into a position where I can't do what I want to do. So they'll be able to put me in that box, and nah, that's just not me.
Yeah, legal.
Yeah,
legal. Within the legal parameters.
Yeah, but we all, this is what we want to do. We all go into college or whatever, but we don't want to go the academic route. This is us. We are music.
I'm willing to put blood, sweat and tears into this. This is all our baby, basically. 3 happy fathers of the band Strange.
Compromises that I've had to make in order to pursue my career in radio is definitely money. I think it's all well and good doing a job in which pays a lot, because obviously you can pay for different things, but for me personally I would rather struggle to actually achieve my dream.
I'd say no, I wouldn't say I've done anything that I regret or made compromises on, because I think the reason why I've got to where I am in my career is because I have been authentic to myself. I have been true to who I am and who I am as a broadcaster, and you know, just because I don't showcase everything that I love doesn't mean that what I do showcase makes it any less, if that makes sense. Like, it's just that's the main focus for me. That's where my passion for music really and truly lies, and where my influences are, and what I want to be recognised as.
I would like to have money, so if anyone's willing to sponsor me, that would be a great thing, just let me know. But at the same time, I think in this music industry that you have to take sacrifices like that, unfortunately, if you want to do something amazing or big. So that's definitely one sacrifice. I would say another sacrifice is definitely time. There is a lot of time you have to put into, you know, your radio show. There's a lot of time you have to do going out, meeting people, networking and all that kind of stuff. Although it's very fun, it's something you just generally have to do, and it can sometimes affect what you do in the day and stuff like that, so yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like regrets and compromises, like no, I just think, you know, it'd be a waste of my time for me to look back and be like, oh, I regret that, or oh, like I should have done this, or da 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 da, because, you know, not only as a broadcaster, as a spiritual person, like there's no point, it's a waste of time. Like, you always got to keep it moving, and even if you feel like, you know, you could have done something better, you can always do it better tomorrow.
There's maturity, yeah.
Joe?
I mean, like, we're young now.
Boy. There's a stage where a kid goes through life where he likes pop music, then he likes metal, but then he loves jazz. So yeah, I'd think my music taste would change.
I hope mine does.
I think it'll be different if we get signed, or if we just go the route of like selling our music ourselves. So it'll just be about the way we approach the music industry.
Probably when I get, just assuming I get popular, my attitude to making music will change. I'll get more, like, my work ethics will probably change.
Because we feel like we could do it either way.
Yeah.
It's just up to us what we
I
do.
think the better way now for bands to get big is to do it themselves. Like, you see bands like A Day to Remember with their own records, labels and stuff, and then bands like Slipknot, they have to spend tons and tons of money before they even get known. It's just crap.
Sometimes, like, the amount of money you have to put in, it can seem like
You get ripped off,
a
basically.
big risk, but if you really think it's worth paying off, then go for it.
So I started in radio when I was 14, and back then I was just like this wide-eyed girl who was absolutely in love with music. I was definitely that kid in school who would find a track, bang on about it, and it'd be like the freshest, newest track, bang on about it to my friends, and then 2 months later my friends would come back to me and be like, oh my god, have you heard so and so? And I'd just be like, I told you about them like 2 years ago.
I would say that my attitude towards music in general has changed. It's become more varied. I'm into a lot more different stuff now. In terms of a work attitude, I would say that I work a lot harder now than I would have done before. In terms of, say for instance, I think when I first started Represent, I didn't realise how much of a chance I had here, so I took it for granted.
I was very much that kid. And I still have a bit of that now. Like, I still push forward a lot of new and exciting music that I really believe in, but I definitely know what lane of music I'm in now, because back when I started it didn't have a genre, and I didn't know that there was other people out there playing what I was playing, because it was still a fairly new scene, the future R&B scene. But I'm definitely more strategic with what I play on my radio shows and what I showcase. Like, yeah, of course I have the music that I love and that, and it's such an eclectic mix of music that I love, but with my radio show and what I showcase to the world, it's pivotal that I put quality things forward and things that are very fresh and exciting, are pushing boundaries instead of just things that, you know, are very much what you're used to hearing and very much like what is expected. And I also won't, like, this has always been a thing for me in my career as well, is like, I'll never press play on something that I don't love. There has to be an element within a track that I absolutely love, otherwise what's the point? And that's always been a big thing for me, so yeah.
In terms of obviously working so closely with people who are actually very professional, it's kind of hard to get into. So I think one thing you definitely have to have when you come here is to just actually have the attitude to work. And I think I've definitely learned that here.
Definitely. When I was applying for a music college, I performed on drums and guitar and vocals. Performed a few tracks of Ozzy, Avenged Sevenfold, Metallica. I got told I was going to be put into a level 2, like, music performance system, and I wasn't having that, so I kind of went back the next day and I organised another interview, because when someone tells me I can't do something I want to do with my life, that's when it's game over for them. Like, I went back, did the exact same things, got put into a level 4, and in the second year of my college, that's the first year of my degree. But yeah, that's it really.
From other professionals, I would say like that I have to keep on going and not just like rely on anyone else. Like, I have to fully put myself into this in order to succeed.
Yeah. A chick-a-doom.
Trying not to swear.
The main piece of advice that I got told when I was 18, and that has always stuck with me, is don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 22. I used to get so frustrated when I was younger, like, oh, why did she get that, or why did he get that, or why is this not happening to me? Like, I can do so much of a better job. But looking back in hindsight, I wasn't ready, because there's certain things that I know now that I didn't know back then that makes me more equipped to deal with some of the situations that I find myself in.
To people watching this interview, I would say that you definitely have to work hard and don't believe everything is, what's the word? Don't believe that you deserve everything, because it's one of those things, I think, how do I describe this? Actually, bear with me.
Knowing how to conduct yourself in a room full of producers that you're trying to pitch a show to, like, that takes time to learn. So yes, someone might have got an opportunity that you would have loved to have done, but you don't know how much work that person has put in. Like it's not an overnight success thing. Like it's literally like you're all out here grinding, and some people have been out here a lot longer than you are. They're a lot older than what you are. So just watch your own journey. Don't watch anyone else's, and like try not to compare yourself, because you know a lot of people always say to me like comparisons the thief of joy, and it really is true. Like if you just focus on what you're doing, like you'll notice some of the amazing things that you're doing. And just being able to like look back and be like, oh, I did this, oh, I did that. Like, that's incredible for like someone of my age to be doing that, like blah 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 blah, or to be doing that at that stage, blah 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 blah. Like, just keep your so focused on yourself and what you're doing, and yeah, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 22.
You know what I'm trying to say, don't you?
Yeah.
Entitlement.
Yes, thank you.
It's alright, boom.
Thanks. To people watching the interview, I think don't feel that you're entitled to everything. You have to work hard in order to, say for instance, be in the industry that we're in now. You have to put a lot of time and effort into, say for instance, how your show looks, or maybe how visuals look for your show. And then at the same time you just have to make, I think everything pretty much you were saying throughout the whole interview about sacrificing. You have to sacrifice a lot of things and just understand that you need to work really, really hard to get people to notice you. And also be patient, because not everything is going to just immediately fall to your lap. You have to be very patient, you have to, you know, understand that your time will come. Yeah, that's it.
The inspiration came from the artists that I listened to, you know, making, and the other producers as well, as they make those hits, you know, gave you that inspiration to say like, oh, I can do it myself as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, John Peel's obviously dead, but you can still go back and look at the archive shows and stuff like that. But yeah, no, definitely. Annie Nightingale, the first female broadcaster on Radio 1, like she still holds down a specialist show once a week on Radio 1 and 1 Extra. That to me is incredible. That is legacy.
Linkin Park was the main band that got me into this genre of music, which is kind of disappointing because I don't even like them anymore. Rest in peace. Other bands like Flyleaf, Evanescence, Slipknot, all like trying to get all these different styles and try and put them together into its own is what I want to try and do.
Yeah, that's when we started experimenting with male and female vocals, and we've got now 4 vocalists or part-time vocalists in the band now. Well, between me, him, and our other 2 vocalists. I think the bands that have influenced me more than anything, Nirvana, Avenged Sevenfold, and sounds stupid, but MCR.
I want to say house-led, but essentially I was majorly into things like Chicago house and just in general older dance genres or like dance scenes. And then I think with my show at the moment, which covers a genre in Chicago called Footwork, I've just noticed that obviously I like that whole kind of scene and how they are. Obviously I've got my influences from England and even going even smaller like London and stuff like that, but I don't know. See, my music taste is obviously originally quite eclectic.
I didn't listen to music until like start of secondary school, so when I was about 12. I didn't really listen to music before that, but then because I just didn't like what I'd hear on the radio or whatever, but then I discovered Slipknot from my cousin, and that's like that was the only thing I listened to at that time. Obviously I've branched out now, listened to loads of things, but it's the way I reacted to Slipknot, that's what really got me into music, and I just wanted to do something that like they did.
Yeah, and he was best mates with some guitarist at the time.
Annie Mac again, like one of the best female DJs of the world, and again she's a mother of 2. She operates her business, and just the way that she does it all is just like she's just essentially Superwoman. Zane Lowe, interview master, I used to obsess back in the day when I first started in radio over his interviews with the likes of like Rick Rubin, Kanye West, Eminem and Jay-Z, because they were proper like sit down, full length interviews.
It's a hard one, but I think anything, to be honest with you, which is like 160. So jungle. I always had a love for jungle first off, and drum and bass obviously. So I think when I've done my show, it's kind of gone hand in hand, because the tempo that I do on my show is 160, but it's a different kind of genre, which is more modern and more new. So I would say my influences are probably with jungle and Chicago house, and then obviously mixing that together is obviously the genre I do on my show. If I had to describe my career in one word, it would be perseverance.
Ooh, one word to sum up my career. That's really put me on the spot actually.
I was just saying with another radio DJ just earlier that you obviously have to continually work hard and continually strive to do what you have to do, and I think sometimes you find things really hard and you want to give up, but you can't, because you have to think about what the actual end goal is.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say my career in one word: mysterious.
Mysterious.
And I'd say mysterious because I never know what's gonna happen next. As much as I try and like have a skeleton plan of like what I want to achieve in the next year, next 5 years, next 10 years, I could be offered an opportunity tomorrow and think that it's the right opportunity for me, and it takes me in a whole completely another direction that I never even thought about before.
So I think one word that kind of is I don't know, embodies my career, I would say it's perseverance, because I think there's a lot of times where I could have given up and it could have really ended really badly for me, but because of the fact that I didn't give up, I've been able to be lucky with certain situations that I've had.
So I'm gonna say mysterious. There's been lots of things that I haven't expected to happen that have happened, so yeah.